Okay.
I wouldn't let him run around the yard without boots on. Because you never know what you're going to tramp on, a sharp rock or whatever. So, Thursday night, after I come in here to have something to eat.
Okay. Present tense.
More
It was
victim
dark.
blaming. More
Past
victim
tense.
blaming.
They went in the house. After that, I don't know what happened. I stayed in here. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
I will reply in a minute.
Here's a question for you, Mike.
Okay. Let's make this the next video.
Oh, leave me hanging. Here's a question for you, Mike. Now, she all of a sudden turns into the Leprechaun from Lucky Charms. No, I don't think so. Stop trying to relate to other people, you old fucking battle axe. Weirdo.
I'm asking you this is because all the other YouTubers will just tear me apart.
Would just tear me apart. Do you hear?
All the other YouTubers will just tear me apart. I'm making this so special between you and I. Honey, what a monster. What a nasty old beast. Brawr! She is like heaven's sakes. Oh. Do I have a drunk alert? I don't think so.
You son of a bitch!
No.
Hear the intonation?
And the reason why I'm asking you this is because all the other YouTubers will just tear me apart.
Would just tear me apart. Do you hear the intonation?
Yeah, I do.
Pay close attention to it, people. Very close attention. Whom does it remind you of? I've said it before. It reminds me of Sunny Austin when she talks about, do it for Jack, share this for Jack and Lily. I believe that Janie is a copycat. And I believe that, and I heard her say it like this before when she said, about Jack and Lily. She adds Jack and Lily later. This is her way. She's thinking, this works for Sunny, it's gonna work for me. Can you hear how her tone changes? It's really creepy. Sorry, Janie, but this is how I look at it. I have a right to express how I view something.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Creepy AF, wasn't it? It just, in a side note, away from the statement analysis, it shows you the level of manipulator that she is and what she's engaged in the background. This is a person whose alibi is, barely at this point or seemingly holding up for the time being Daniel and Malaya's lies. They've all contradicted one another. They've all recanted on the things that were initially told to police and expressed, and they're still unwilling to tell you or commit to anything linguistically about what they suspect or think. They just loosely allude to something and talk around questions in real time. All indicators point to their being criminally responsible and far beyond. And Janie is well a part of that, to the point where at least an accessory after the fact, if not physically responsible for it or partly herself. And in the thing that I love about this is that here she's now coming out and using the term disappeared as an adjective, an action word. Like the kids being deceased, or they were disappeared. They got gone. They were made to get gone. The action, she's using that word as an action in multiple different points throughout these little voice messages with Mike Demand. That stood out to me. So again, to explain in a more generalized, easier to think of manner, it just shows that she is holding guilty knowledge about something that happened to Jack and Lily that she never wants to actually clearly say what that is. but she certainly references it all the time. And sometimes she puts herself way past the line of knowing too much about that and then playing it down like she is completely in the dark about everything. Why? Because whatever happened, it's just a form of distancing. Now, she says she's upset about public shaming. Nobody's shaming her. Ain't nobody shaming. That's just an excuse. She wants to make herself look like a victim. And people love to stereotype what they think from afar must be going on because somebody's talking about it. Nobody's shaming these people. They've got an actual real concern for the situation and the circumstances Jack and Lily were living in for 2+ years with a sex offender and you, Janie. Miss K, she shames herself publicly? Absolutely. She shames herself in the weak assertions and the nonsense that she comes across with, such as this. She's pleading and with Mike Demand because the content that he's talking about is hurting her feelings. Again, priority just stinks, and the intent's just her own public persona, because obviously when Janie goes out and people are talking and staring at her because she is in the middle of this, Janie can only think about Mike's content, about those videos that Mike made, must be responsible for this, as opposed to the reality of the situation that she's an evil fucking bitch. And her tweaker's son escalated to the point of physically harming Jack and Lily and covering up and pulling you into this situation if you weren't already partially responsible. But you guys have chosen to lie about everything all along the way. That's a real problem. That's a real problem. What on earth could you guys be lying for? There's only one reason.
Thing, okay? I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I just agreed with everybody that's coming my way. That would be easy life, right? When you can say, oh, yeah, I like her, she's all right. You know what, Janie, the things that you said to me, okay, you opened up about some things, but not the important things, okay? The same way, you may be on the track where I am warming up to you with, in the back of my mind, thinking, okay, she's going to give me some information now.
All right, now we're going to line up my T1000 Terminator series statement analysis machine against the fantastic work of Mike Demand in reference to the statements of Janie McKenzie in the circumstance. Now, I'll just take this randomly. It's right around here. We're talking about the priorities and sensitivities. This is coming from the bundled series of statements that we mentioned before. We didn't finish them all because, well, we got right into it. She says, do you guys ever sit down and think of that? No, you don't. As long as you guys have followers and think that you're being important people. So Janie goes on this real grind of gaslighting what it is that she perceives content creators and the interest behind the case. They just don't get it. See, I'm attracted like a moth to a flame when it comes to this level of lies and deception. There's only one reason every time. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're living in that RV, but I'm not shaming you because it, Jamie. You're just nasty. You choose that lifestyle. That's your problem, again. But again, it speaks volumes about the type of individual that you are. You don't mind lying to yourself. That's your front yard, baby. You don't mind lying to yourself. We can see that. You just call.
I don't know why it's all about stupid stuff that you guys put on there about, I can't believe how you guys humiliated us.
I am one person. So don't put all of this on me because I am not other people. I don't even watch anybody else at this moment. I have enough to work with analyzing you, and I have enough friends who bring information my way. When there is something specific, I'm very thankful.
Listen, honey, we know what you're responsible for, so who gives a shit about any of the names that people call you? You want to stick to the facts? Well, that's the facts speak for themselves. You brought harm to Jack and Lily, and you're active in the conspiracy to cover up whatever you guys did with their bodies. That is going to get you life in prison. So, what is it that you're so sensitive over being referred to? Child killer?
For that.
About the way that I live, what I live in, the way I dress.
That was not me. I didn't say how you dress. I know people talk about that.
Nasty
yeah, but don't put all of this on me.
zip-up
Let's
hoodie.
keep it. Let's keep this to what I have said personally, right? Which is why you reached out to me. And I had a nice reply for your dog pic, by the way. I'm not going to show this right now. I had a good one, man. And then you come with this. Okay, let's listen to you.
The way I act, that has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. Why do you think that?
I agree with you.
Oh, it does. Yeah,
But
it does. Oh,
you.
It does. It's all fact-based around the type of character and person you are. It has everything to do, unfortunately, with the circumstances that Jack and Lily had to put themselves through. They were under your care because you were an adult on the premises with authority. Yeah, the place was a shithole. That has a lot to do with Jack and Lily, as you like to generalize it. You don't want it to have anything to do with Jack and Lily. But it has everything to do with where it is that they are at this point in time. And so do you, Janie.
Now saying it, to me, has nothing to do with Jack and Lily either. Okay? And I was not the one doing that. I did a lot, but the dress, I don't know. No, I don't remember that.
I am so upset.
So she's doing right now.
Again,
she's doing with Mike right now exactly what she did to Haley and Cheryl and Malaya's family at the end of the driveway. She used the same excuse with the officer in the paperwork. The same excuse about it not having to do with anything to do with Jack and Lily at this point in time, as if you were placing yourself in to gatekeep that information and kick them off of your property. And that's what you're trying to do with Mike through messages right here, there, bitch. See, we recognize the pattern when we see it. Yours is almost predictable. It's predictable at this point, I'd say. She's screaming at you. None of the reality of their living conditions had anything to do with what it is that she doesn't know happened to them. They can't have it like that. No. Janie, there you go again. And how would she know if it did or it didn't? If you can tell us what doesn't, then logics, Janie, would say that you could also explain what did.
That I asked you about Thursday night and still you wouldn't answer me. You would still avoid a lot of things.
with you guys because you guys just made a mockery out of stuff that didn't have to do with Jack and Lily. A lot of this stuff that you guys are posting has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. That is the problem. And my interview, the only reason why I was so upset with you YouTubers is the shit that you guys put out. If I would have kept my mouth shut, I still would have been drug into this. So it don't make any difference. That's why I came out. And yes, Darren did say a lot of shit. And yes, I cleared it all up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, you didn't, Janie. No, you didn't clear it up. There's another reason at this point that you can see that they went ahead with this nonsense with Darren Geddes. So it's an attempt to look good in front of a group of people if they can later come out and engage in the conversation and straighten out misinformation that they've purposefully planted. You know what I'm saying? Through Darren, it's like these carnies are putting one over on us. Fucking idiots. You hear that, Kent? You're so stupid, dude. Your whole crew is weak AF.
Why did you go along with it first?
But the thing that you got to realize is you don't know how much of this is hurting us.
That was in the beginning, though.
With all the bullshit that's put.
What? There we go again. All of this. What is this? Be specific. Be specific. Be specific, Janie. All of this content Mike is responsible for, putting out, calling you out. That's what's hurting you? That's what's hurting you when you go out? Hardly. It's not even realistic.
Put out there. The bullshit. There's absolutely no need of it all. Stick to the facts. You guys got to stick to the facts.
We're sticking to the facts, bitch.
You know, it's funny. I listened to this in the car earlier. And my daughter was there too. And before, I showed my daughter the picture of me as a dog. And she said, don't share this. And then she said, yeah, it's kind of funny. And the dog is handsome. You can go ahead and do it. My daughter's 8, by the way. And she asked about you, Janie. And I played her how you talked about Jack and Lily. And I showed her you.
So really, it's the exact same lines that Daniel pulled in front of the CBC when he gets up there. It's the exact same thing, exact same script. Oh, you guys got to quit. That social media is just devastating us. As if they've got no control over anything in that sense. Yeah, that ship has sailed, by the way. But it's the same old poor me that you're pulling in front of the CBC. That doesn't work for us. It doesn't work here. Everybody knows that's nonsense. Oh, we have to stop. We have to take your feelings into account at this point in time. Yeah.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class. Uh-oh, retard alert. Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard.
3 retards that day. Daniel, Janie, and Malaya.
You talking in that interview, my daughter said, oh my God, that woman is scary. And she used witch and crow, which again, you know what? Let me say it like this to you. The way you speak about Jack and Lily, people will never forget that. They will never forget the heartless way that you spoke about these 2 missing children. People will never forget this, okay? And now I'm going to show another example in a minute just how Janie is changing her intonation.
of what's going on. Not the way we fucking live.
She wants to be able to play the victim card, people.
Right. She lives like fucking Cro-Magnon, man. Talking about Janie's statements and these clusters about the impact on the children and criticism of Malaya. Another 7 quotes. I'll read you the meteor ones. Janie says, do you think that Daniel's other 2 kids, this is coming from the T-1000 Terminator, do you think that Daniel's other 2 kids and Jack and Lily and Meadow are going to see this and wonder why this is happening to them and happening to us all the time? What? Janie says, it just breaks my heart that the kids are going through this. What's this? Jack and Lily don't know what's going on. Where are they? What do you mean? What do you mean, Janie? Oh, that's taking mics into consideration too, T-1000. Meadow don't know what's going on, and Daniel, other 2 kids don't know what's going on, Janie says. They can't understand. You just think of the impact that this is going to have on them. No. You should have thought of that before you took violence upon them. What mother would go to the beach? What mother would go out and party? Ooh. Janie says, quote, we have no one to really sit down and talk to about this. Yeah. What does that tell you, RCMP? Tells you that they're withholding information. Janie's sitting right there, flustered. She's so worn out cognitively. Cognitive overload. Short-circuiting. C3PO is short-circuiting. Beep, beep, boop, boop, clear. Yeah, there's somebody you can talk to, Janie. Sergeant McMan at the RCMP Major Crimes Unit. He is luckily enough qualified to really coach you through this and help this come to some sort